Hello and welcome to the course on gender justice and workplace security. Now, we will start the next module with regard to this particular course, where we will concentrate on gender violence within and beyond. In the last lecture, we have spoken of the issue of sexual harassment at workplace. That is also a form of gender violence perpetrated against women. But since it is in the context of employment or workplace, therefore, we have discussed it in the context of workplace security for women. We saw in the last lecture that there has been a law which has been passed to guarantee protection to women and take appropriate measures towards the prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, which in present times has been a very serious issue facing women at the various workplaces they are engaged in. Like sexual harassment, there are various other forms of violence which we have spoken before, which faces women. So, in her, as we have come across several incidents or instances of women techies being attacked because they are returning from employment after completing their night shifts, or they are alone returning in a car maybe not provided by the employer, and they are attacked, and it is either a case of physical assault, sometimes a case of sexual assault, and many other forms of violence which they become subjected to. So, a woman is not safe anywhere, and the issue of security of women has become a very grave issue in present times. So, whether she is outside or whether she is at home, there are several problems and several situations where she becomes the victim of violence. So, in this module, we will try to see the concept of gender violence, the various forms of gender violence, and in that context move a little further to visit the problem of domestic violence against women and the other graver forms of violence such as rape, etc., which are perpetrated, and try to understand the legal domain which has been created in order to protect the cause of women. Now, as we understand that the issue of gender based violence in contemporary times is one of the gravest issues facing women. It is the worst form of discrimination which seriously inhibits women's ability to enjoy rights and freedoms on the basis of equality with men. And that is why the United Nations recognize the fact that as long as there is gender based violence which is in existence in society, it will somewhere pose a hurdle to women's development and to realization of women's rights. So, it is important that gender based violence is somewhere controlled and restricted in society, and ensure that the women in the society are able to live and live happily and safely with the full realization of their fundamental freedoms, because such violence involves acts that result in physical, sexual or psychological harm or suffering to women, including threats of such acts, coercion or arbitrary deprivation of liberty. Now, when we speaking of gender based violence and speaking of the international perspectives, we have tried to understand the concept of violence as defined in the Declaration of 1993. Now, what is meant by violence? We mean a conscious and deliberate act which is perpetrated to cause harm to the woman. So, it is a type of a coercive behavior that involves the use of physical force against the other person, that is the woman, and it intends to lead to physical, mental or some form of injury on the woman, and it may sometimes even result in death of the woman. Since we are speaking of gender based violence, we are speaking with reference to women, though this definition of violence is more of a general definition, where it can be, when it is perpetrated against women, it takes the color of gender based violence. Now, gender based violence, as has been explained, specifically targets women. It is specifically directed against women, and it intends to use force or threats or coercive measures in order to perpetrate harm on a woman. The fact which is important is the sex of the person, and because of the sex of the person being a woman, that she is subjected to such kinds of acts. Now, generally this gender based violence can be divided into two forms. The two forms based on where it occurs, one where it is within the family and where it is within the community. So, whether one is within the four walls of a house with her immediate family members, or one is out in the society within the community, a woman is safe nowhere. So, it may include physical, sexual and psychological violence perpetrated against women in the family. Now, in family it may involve wife battering, it may involve sexual abuse of female children, it may involve dowry related violence or other traditional practices harmful to women, non-spousal violence and violence related to exploitation. So, this is how the United Nations has tried to explain gender violence and its two categories, that one which is perpetrated by family members within the family, where the girl child is at a threat of serious sexual abuse in the hands of the family members. The wife of the family can be subjected to battering or physical assault in the hands of the spouse or the in-laws. There can be dowry related violence when it comes to, specifically in Indian context where the tradition of dowry exists, or it may be other practices which are harmful to women. So, within the sphere of the family there are tremendous chances of one or the other forms of violence being perpetrated against women. The same is true when it comes to acts committed outside, committed beyond, and that may include different forms of, again, physical, sexual and psychological violence being perpetrated against a woman within the community, and such may include rape, sexual abuse, sexual harassment, intimidation, etc. at workplace, educational institutions, trafficking of women, forced prostitution, and the list continues. So, therefore, gender violence is one of the most serious and crucial issues which are facing women, and a challenge which needs to be addressed by the state government with all the resources at its disposal. So, therefore, generally literature divides gender violence, types of gender violence into 5 categories. One where it takes the physical form of physical violence. There are certain examples which are given before you. It may involve beating, it may involve aggressive caregiving, it may involve rough handling. So, therefore, these are physical in nature. Many times in case of elderly women in the family, or there have been instances reported of elderly women in the family who have been subjected to aggressive behavior by the son and daughter-in-law or by the other members of the family. So, she is maybe not given the necessary services, she may be actually slapped or beaten, or many times many other aggressive forms of behavior perpetrated on such women. So, they are more in the physical nature. The next category or type of gender violence which is spoken of is emotional, or what we may say at other times is psychological. Now, there are some examples given of that involving verbal abuse, use of derogatory language, being overtly hostile. Now, this really does not involve any sort of a physical act on the part of the other individual or the perpetrator, but the mere fact that the behavior meted out to the woman is such that it causes a mental trauma or a mental suffering to the woman, and it is a sort of a pain and agony for the woman to bear with such situation. So, verbal abuses, use of abusive language against another, calling the woman of the family different names are examples where it takes the color of emotional or psychological violence. The next one is sexual. This is a very serious form of violence, not to mean that the others are not so serious. They are all very crucial and grave forms of violence. However, sexual brings in a situation where there is an invasion of the physical integrity of a woman by means of maybe touching, groping, by means of sexual harassment, by means of the brutal form of rape being perpetrated against her, and whereby she is not only physically abused, mentally abused, but her entire it is sort of a nightmare, and the Supreme Court has equated such situations of a woman facing sexual violence as that of a living corpse. So, it reduces the woman to a situation of a corpse. So, therefore, it is a very serious form of violation. The other form of violence which is there is economic in nature, where the woman is denied necessary economic resources or property, or even she maybe her funds or her property may be taken away from her by fraud, or there may be misuse of the funds which belongs to her. In many situations, such economic deprival within the family etc. Extends to refusing the woman even the basic necessities of life by restricting her economic freedom. And the last one is a situation of simply what we call as neglect. It is completely not recognizing the existence of a person and not providing the necessary care, the necessary supervision which is expected of the person in the family. In a study which was conducted with regard to disabled women and disabled children, it was found that if there is a disabled girl child in the family is completely oblivious to the fact that there is another human being in the family. So, the family does not even recognize the girl child as existing, except for the bare minimum, does not provide for the health, the food, the necessary care which is necessary for such child. Now, that is a situation which amounts to neglect. There is a complete failure on the part of the in this case the family. This is just as an illustration of the family to recognize the needs, the necessities of the other human being, and to provide for the necessary care or maybe medical treatment, etc., which is required. So, gender violence, when we speak of, it can take any of the forms of 5 types, or it may be a combination of one or more, and it can be in more graver forms such as physical, sexual, or it can be more in more subdued forms, as in case of maybe emotional abuse or in case of neglect. So, these are the forms of gender violence which is perpetrated. Now, if we look into gender violence in Indian perspective, we come across a situation where there are multiple practices which are existing in society. It is something which is very difficult to really state and say that these are the number of types of atrocities which is there, because there are a plethora of practices and traditions existing in Indian society which are targeted towards women, and where women become victims of such gender violence. In this picture, we have tried to indicate some of the forms of violence or gender violence which is perpetrated. All of us living in society are aware of it in one or the other forms. So, it may be gender, it may be domestic violence which happens within the family. Along with domestic violence, we have also the situation of, or the problem of dowry in Indian society. As we said, it is an evil which has been practiced for decades and centuries, and today, because of the greed of people, because of the rising wealth of people, somewhere the concept of dowry has also taken enormous proportions, resulting in many cases, many unfortunate cases, deaths of the young married women within the family, young married brides in the groom's family, because she is coerced to bring in more dowry for the family of the husband and the in-laws, and many times she has to lose her life, not being able to meet the constant demands which are leveled against her, and the consequent torture which is perpetrated on her. So, therefore, that also takes the color of domestic violence which is perpetrated within the home. Then there is the issue of female feticide, which we have referred to. It is still a problem which is in existence in India, where the unborn child is put to death in some form or the other by way of because the female child is most unwelcome in the family, and so therefore, there is a deliberate and intentional act on the part of the parents, or maybe the extended family, to see to it that the unborn child is put to death. Now, this is a very serious problem, and there have been consequent laws which have been passed in order to restrict this practice of sex determination, which is illegal so far as India is concerned. But even in spite of that, probably many of us or all of us know that there are many such illegal clinics which exist in different parts of the country, and we often come across instances of illegal abortions, etc., taking place. Many times the woman or the mother to be is merely a victim in the circumstances, because she has a very little say in the family decision making process, and she is only made to abide by the larger decisions of the family, and many times she is also tortured and coerced to undergo such medical procedures so as to see that the child is not born. Trafficking, or what we refer to as human trafficking, is a huge international problem. It is a problem where minors, basically young girls and even older women, many times are trafficked from different parts of the state, from different countries, and taken to some other locations for one or the other illegal purposes. Generally, when we refer to situations where these women are put into the prostitution trade, and thereafter they have a life where they are mere puppets and are required to work day in and day out against their wishes, servicing clients who pay money to get their services, and in the process the rights, her rights, her dignity, her freedoms are all sacrificed in the process. So, therefore, trafficking is a very big problem, and I said it is an international problem. It is not only a problem exclusively to India, because borders are quite porous, and it may be from Nepal to India, or it may be from India to some other countries, or many of the countries are involved in the process, and there are international efforts to curb it, but this is a very serious problem plaguing women for all times. Sexual harassment we have already seen, and it is gradually increasing, and we are having greater instances or increasing instances of sexual harassment being perpetrated. One aspect which we have seen is such harassment being perpetrated at the workplace, but it may be other than the workplace as well. So, it may be a bus stand, it may be a railway station, or it may be some other street where a woman is walking or a woman is visiting, and she can be subjected to one or the other form of sexual harassment, which many times we use the word eve teasing in the process, and thereby she is demeaned. Somewhat similar, we have the issue of outraging the modesty, eve teasing, molestations of women, where she is subjected to one or the other forms of demeaning behavior, which somewhere affects the modesty of a woman, and if it becomes more serious, it can turn a further serious offense which can be perpetrated is the offense of rape. This offense also we will see in subsequent lectures as a very brutal and serious form of violence which is perpetrated against women. Probably all are aware of the 2012 incident of what we call as of Nirbhaya, which resulted in the death of the woman, where on a night in December she was violently violated by few accused in a running bus and therefore thrown out of the bus. The way in which the accused had tore apart her body and invaded her was something which shocked the collective conscience of the society. So, here we are speaking of the offense of rape, a very gruesome and brutal form of violence perpetrated against women. Another may be honor killings, which also may be mentioned as a form of violence where in order to maintain the honor of the family members intend to see that if a woman has done anything which brought in what they feel as disrepute to the family, then the girl and many times the other person, the boy is also put to death is put to merciless beating, and there are many instances in different parts of the country where such honor killings have taken place. Such violence also may target men, but largely the crux from where it starts is the woman, and she is regarded as maintaining the what is called the izzat of the family, and her action is taken as bringing disrepute to the family. Apart from that, there can be multiple other instances being spoken of, or types of violence which can be spoken of when we come to India. Maybe one we can speak of is acid throwing, which during the last few decades have become many in number, and young girls who have refused to accept the continuous demands of a person, etc., have been put to this type of a violence by throwing acid on her face and her body, and somewhere which has disfigured her and somewhere ruined her entire life in the form of being disabled in one or the other way. Her chances of working, her chances of education, etc., is affected in the entire process. And therefore, in light of these various forms of violence which is perpetrated, there are a whole set of specific legislations which have been enacted from time to time. There may be many others, but just to list a few: the Immoral Traffic Prevention Act 1956, which looks into the issue of human trafficking; the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, which prohibits the giving or taking of dowry; the Indecent Representation of Women Act, which prohibits the representation of women as it happens in advertisements, as it happens in media and various other places where women are objectified and shown in exhibited in an obscene manner; the Commission of Sati Prevention Act, which refers to the ancient practice of sati, or burning her at the funeral pyre of the husband; the Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act 1994, having reference to the sex determination test, etc., the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, a specific civil legislation which has been brought in to take care of the interests of women, and the one which we have seen in the previous lectures, the Sexual Harassment of Women Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. So, in this way, the various laws have tried to address the issue of violence against women, and in the next lecture we will try to see the issue of domestic violence and what are the type of remedies and reliefs which have been laid down under the Domestic Violence Act. Thank you.